to order for the October 2025 town board meeting. Rick, are you?
I'm here.
Howard?
Here.
Terry? Dan? Karen? Here. And I'm present. Okay, next item is approval of the September 8 minutes and claims.
Make the motion, we approve the 8 September minutes.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
I have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion passed. Next up, Karen, you're up, clerk treasurer.
Okay, first off, I need the approval of the budget that you all were given last month. And also, it wasn't on what I'd given you for the levy because they've been having issues with the levy tax or whatever. But right now, our levy tax is $19,582. That could change, but for the budget, for the purpose of that, to adopt it, we need to go ahead and approve the budget, and then if it changes, I'll let you know.
These estimates are all sort of a max.
That is, yes, yes. Those are all what
These
we'll
are
get.
the max that we allow.
And I will point out too that the local road and street, last year we only adopted 5,000. I did ask for an additional 5,000 and they allowed it. So that's why there's 10,000 under local road and street for this year. So I just need you to do an ordinance or a resolution for that. So I will give you, let's see, it is. So you all have to mark on here, your names are on here, and you put.
So it's 2025, 01. Is that what we do?
Do 1006-2025.
Okay, I make a motion that we approve the ordinance 10/06/2025.
I'll second that motion that we approve this ordinance for the budget.
It's the same thing.
Yeah. So, all right.
And I'll have to say,
I'm first and the second. Do all in favor say aye?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
you're gonna have to each mark it where it
Okay.
says I.
All right, I'll mark it
On your name.
I caught that. Thank you.
You have to sign.
Oh.
Right. So, then you guys got copies of the revenue and checks for the month, so have any questions about anything? If not, that's all I have.
Okay, I have a couple of things. I guess it was Friday, or sometime before Friday, on the southwest corner of the building here, there's a 10 by 20 concrete slab. A generator sits, a large generator, heating, cooling equipment. For the fourth time, we had Brian and I put iron stakes, we did yellow concrete block. We had half a dozen 3-foot high reflectors on stakes, and it's been run over and smashed every time. So as we were mowing, doing our consideration, the winery happened to be there, and he said, close the L, just bring some of your cones, they'll go over your cones. So we found the large cone, so we closed that off. And we were there today, and Howard said, don't close it. So that's where it sits.
Which nobody told me that somebody closed it in the first place, so.
So what?
Nobody told me that somebody closed it, so I opened it back up and moved all of those cones on the corner so people would just go down.
So I closed it back off a few minutes ago.
Okay.
So I think we need to come up with a plan on either fixing it so people can make the turn or closing it permanently. One of the two.
Yeah. I don't think it's that bad with the cones on that, or that big thing in the corner. It's not blocking the rest of the alley. And then we go
Yeah, I
down.
mean, I
They
don't,
still did it.
Huh?
They still ran it over.
Well, we didn't have that great big
Oh,
barrel sitting on the corner and the cone sitting there. They can get around that just fine.
I'm with you.
Uh, So, but I don't think we should do the same thing again. If it failed 4 times, we need to come up with a different.
yeah,
We need to come up with a plan.
Yeah,
yeah, I agree.
a different design,
Yeah, something,
concrete, or close the alley completely.
yeah.
Who's using it in the city?
I use it every once in a while. So if I stop at the post office on the way out of town, I'll come in this way and leave that way. But only other person I know, Colleen, works over here.
Now-
So when she's there, nobody uses it because she's parked there.
Right.
Howard?
You saw what?
I saw who did it.
Who hit it?
Who did it.
Well, I don't know.
It
that
was
we
the
didn't know that
big
we-
trucks that were putting in the poles and
Yeah.
stuff out here. He had the truck and he had the trailer with one of the poles on it, and he come around here.
That's a little different than
Who
a
was
car.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah, it was the truck and
People,
that.
people taking the telephone poles out.
Oh, Nipsco.
Yeah,
Next
next
go.
go.
Yeah.
And he had the trailer with the big long poles on the back of it, and come around there.
And then
So-
Nipsco should probably fix it.
Yeah, yeah, they should.
I mean, it's a $3 fix, right?
Yeah,
That would be, yeah.
yeah, but overall, we probably,
So.
so
can
this
you-
time it was NIPSCO, but the other times it was regular individuals.
So can you come up with a better idea that's more visible than the,
Howard said, leave that big barrel there.
No, I
not
mean,
permanently?
No,
I mean,
He's
can we
saying-
put a bigger, you know, a ballast there or,
Just make it taller,
you know,
just make it taller. I mean, if it's 3 foot tall and you're sitting in the driver's side of the car or the truck, you can barely see you can't see the bumper. So it's a foot tall, you can't see it. Make it 6 foot tall where people can see it when they come around the corner.
Yeah, so we need to come up with a plan.
Colleen parks there during the day, you can't use it anyway,
Yeah,
so
So,
it's blocked in, so.
yeah, so I
So
think
the
we come up
dumpster
with,
have to be moved then?
but
how does the
They back
dumpster
into it?
back out or
I
does
don't
it
know.
go around?
They have to back into it.
they back into it and then they are. I just think we need to discuss it and come up with a plan and,
so maybe if you can come up with a better plan,
they're high, 6 feet
and
high,
then,
6 feet high.
and then we'll
Flashing
discuss it.
lights.
yeah, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Put your truck around there to see what you can see how far you can see.
Yeah,
And we can look
I don't know if
into,
they're on the side of caution, I wouldn't put it over there.
we can look into one of those ballasts that could be put in like concrete in that corner.
Yeah.
Why
So,
can't they put a sign on
All right,
that
we
so
got-
they know they're not supposed to go?
we'll come up with a plan and bring it here.
By that big house,
Okay.
a guardrail?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
Okay, continue
He's
on,
asking.
sorry.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Guardrail, metal guardrail?
Like, we're gonna come up with a plan. Yeah. So, okay, go ahead, Dan.
Okay, well, this is gonna, might be a little lengthy, it might upset people, but, there's 5/8 fire code put over the plaster on the beacon, and there's some longitudinal cracks in there. Many were not in favor of putting drywall over the plaster at the 11th hour, but Jerry said, Jerry, and I don't what he did. He said, go ahead, don't worry about it, it'll be fine. I said, well, I'm concerned about it. He said, Dan, you're kind of an old worrywart. So anyway, the drywall ceilings went up and there's some longitudinal cracks and we added with the drywall, hanging on that, there's about 2,800 pounds. And with the lights and the fans, there's another few hundred pounds. I would think a structural assessment should be, before we put the insulate the ceiling and add another 500 pounds, we should assess, the engineer assess the structural qualities of it, and possibly make a king truss, which would be a vertical. In my old building, every ceiling joist has a 1x4, but the 1x6 that goes to from the ridge down, and it's essentially create a king truss or two triangles. And in conjunction with that, putting a steeple on, the structural assessment could be made for some superstructure underneath the roof to hold up the steeple and provide the necessary approval for that.
Why wasn't this done before you put all that time and money into it?
Well,
Well, first of all, Dan, I was there when he asked you to assess it up there, and you said it was fine. So I'm gonna defend Jerry on that one. Now, whether you're
Maybe I shouldn't say.
qualified or not is a different thing. But he asked you your opinion then, and you said it's fine up there. There's plenty of lumber. So,
Well, I'll just stop right now.
Well, and
I won't continue.
no, we're gonna have to do something when you
Right,
do the
right.
bell tower.
yeah,
Yes,
so
Yeah.
I think it
continue
sounds
on,
like we
just
need
a minute,
to do
minute.
something.
You're putting a bell tower up there that's hundreds or thousands of pounds, and it's 30 feet to the peak, and this is the bell tower, and the steeple will be up 50 feet, 55 feet. You should have,
Yes.
it should be designed and built,
Yes.
Right,
just
well,
like,
it's
We
pretty easy
agree.
to get a
Just like
engineer
the-
to look at it.
Right.
just like the building in the back, you should have an engineering
Right.
design, build, and install.
we
Thank you.
can,
And I can set you up with a engineer if you want to.
we can definitely get an engineer in to look at it. If it's got cracks, I do want to get it assessed. Assess it right now before we go any further. I agree with that.
That's all.
Okay, anything else, Dan?
No.
Okay, projects committee.
Well, the Arbor Day was, a couple of weeks ago, whatever it was. We had, approximately 50 people attend. The 5K run was well attended. We earmarked this 5K for scholarship money, and we raised, for the total day, $921 that goes into the scholarship fund. That's just this year, so I think that was a good hit. Halloween Spooky House will be October 31st, whatever hours the town votes on the day, probably 5 to 7. And then Donuts with Santa will be December 6th, 9 a.m. to 11. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we're on to new business. Grading and gravel. Who wants to talk about that, or am I talking about that?
You talked about the grading, I'll
Okay.
talk about the gravel.
Okay, All right, well, we had, put a list up, and that's not to say that these are the only people that can get this done, get their gravel, have, well, Chris Wilson, but H.C. Wilson Land Management come in again and do, the easements of where people park. If it's an easement, we can do that, because that's in essence town property. So we can do that, and I talked to Chris, and he said he would be happy to come back. And so we had some people sign up. I know there's, some more people that are possibly interested, and that's fine. So, we're gonna get him back to town and get that taken care of. All right, gravel?
And Mr. Culp is willing to come tomorrow and start doing it's not crush and run, but like run the gravel down the alleys if we're willing to do that.
Well, I mean, I know one alley is definitely ready for it, the long alley.
Yeah,
That one, we know needs stone in it.
and Rick's alley.
Okay, oh, the alley between my and Rick's house there,
Yeah.
or the one on the side of ours?
The T.
The T, the whole T, you think that needs stone too? Okay, do you think that needs stone, Rick? Okay, I thought it was okay.
So just on the, well, I mean,
Where,
okay, well, you guys decide what alleys, because that was.
between your house
And
and
the
the property
property,
that Jeremy,
Yeah.
or Jacob Griffin owns,
yeah,
that could probably.
that
use
section you think
gravel.
needs some more? Okay. But how about the section between, your house and my house?
I don't need gravel there.
I think that's fine, but I agree, you're right, because I was spraying weeds. And since I was gonna spray my weeds, I just went on down the alley and was spraying there, and I believe that's right, that gravel between the Jacob Durflinger property and my property, that section there probably does need gravel.
And we can wait to see if we decide to purchase that property or not.
I mean, it doesn't matter to me whether,
So is Brad Culp just gonna drop it off the
Yeah.
truck?
yeah,
Okay.
just
And then-
off his tailgate,
Yeah,
tailgate it, yeah.
So then, do we have somebody lined up to finish it, fix it, make it a little bit nicer?
Yeah, Wally
Brad's
can-
pretty good.
Yeah, Brad's good, but it'll still need some stuff. I would say Wally can do that work,
We'll do that with our truck.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, I definitely, if everybody's okay with it, I'm okay with, Brad starting tomorrow at least and doing those two. This long one and then that short one. Yeah, I'd
Maybe
agree.
notify people, because sometimes people have cars not there.
Yeah, we should. Let's see,
You know,
let's have this-
Kennedy has the.
Oh, yeah,
one
sometimes he
stand.
has his van in there, doesn't he? Well, maybe we better notify people first. I was thinking those alleys were pretty open now, but I forget about Kennedy's. So, what do you think? You think we notify them first and then set up for Brad to come? I think we should, because I hate to try to be running people down. So can you, since you contacted Brad, can you tell him that we're gonna notify people first? So, should we mail something to them? Because not everybody comes into the post office or looks at what's out on the sign or
Maybe 2 weeks maybe.
pick up their mail. All right, fine, that's okay. I'll just go talk to them. I'll talk to
I
them.
think the Kennedy is are the only ones in the way, right?
And I think they're the only, yeah, would be the only ones, because I don't think Jeremy parks there much anymore.
I know
and-
Heather once in a while, they have vehicles that they work with. Heather Cooper.
Oh, Heather Cooper. I can
And
go talk to
Dan over here.
Yeah, I'll tomorrow. So, I'll just start tomorrow, going and talking to him. That's all right. I'm all right with that.
Okay, fine.
Well, I mean, I say, I'm not guaranteeing I'll find them tomorrow, but I'll start tomorrow. Okay. All right, snow plowing.
Well, I've tried to contact Mike Anderson, and he hasn't called me back 3 times. So, I think he's like an out and about, I think he travels, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm still trying to get a hold of him, but I do have a backup. I'm gonna try to get at least 2 or so estimates.
Okay.
So, I have a backup just in case, but I'll keep trying to get a hold of Mike.
Okay, yeah. Okay, all righty. Yeah, I mean, and if we have to go with next month, if we decide we have to go with the backup, we'll just have to go with the backup or something, because
Yeah.
next month's November.
So, I have a girl that works for me, her boyfriend works for part of the and they plow.
Oh,
I don't know if he says that he should do it, but I haven't met him or anything.
okay,
So that's my backup.
okay. All right, well, all right, that's good report. All right, drainage issues, I think that's you too.
Drainage issues. I spoke with Josh first, Josh Yoder. He'd given me email quote of $1,900 to fix them. We spoke with JR at the meeting. I called him, set up an appointment to meet him. He didn't make it to the meeting. He sent his helper, I don't know, his helper to look at it. I've tried contacting him since, and never got an estimate back. I spoke to a third person who did come out and look at it, and seemed to be trying to give me an estimate, but never has. So I think we're running out of time, and I think we're just gonna have to maybe accept Josh's
That's what I think.
only estimate.
I think so too, I mean, we don't wanna wait much longer.
I have no idea how long before Josh could get here, so we.
Yeah, we need to get moving, yeah.
So is that your motion?
I make a motion to accept Josh, Yoder's estimate for $1,900 fix tile on, what is that, Chicago Street.
I second that.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, all opposed, motion passes. All right, next, road grant, that's you.
We have an ordinance we need to pass for the next round of road grants, which I think we're gonna do Second Street from here to 55. So, Rebecca has the ordinance, but I think we're gonna have to redo it. I think we should number it and pass it, but it gives Teresa authorization to be a signer for any grant documents.
This is a new requirement from the state for
So,
this, that they have to have an authorized signer.
so that's not part of it. Am I incorrect? It said, if we only wanted one, we had to have an ordinance, but if we wanted more than one, we could.
I thought this,
More than one, right?
more than one signer.
It never said that we had to only have one signer.
I thought
I
this,
think that's all it was about, is they wanted a single sign.
that's what I thought the state, it said that the state said they were requiring a single signer now. I
I don't know the answer to that. This was just handed to me just a few minutes ago, so I don't know without having had an opportunity to go look at it. But I can look into this and get back to you.
Okay,
I guess I was just under the impression if we only wanted to have one signer, we had to have an ordinance. That was my impression.
Well, then we may have to have a special meeting to approve it, because I think he needs it soon.
yeah, he needs it soon, we gotta get moved on it. So that's okay, we've got meetings.
I'm pretty sure if, that they could send the document to three of us if they
Well,
wanted to. but-
And I typed it up, the example he gave me, I typed it up today. Exactly the way he wanted it done. It also says in there you can just pass it in your minutes, and the state will pass that, but he said no other town is doing that, they're all doing this.
Ordinance.
This,
But I thought that's why we had to do something, because the state was requiring a single sign. But I will find that out, Rebecca's looking at it.
Yeah, I don't know whether or not the state requires a single signer. I can tell you that I have seen other towns do this where they've passed a resolution to authorize one specific person to be the designated signer for things. It does not give that person the authority to unilaterally make any decisions that you
Right.
haven't all agreed upon. But it
Right.
just allows that person to be the one person to sign the grant agreements after you all have voted and
Have
made
voted
a
it,
decision
it's
as a group.
Right.
So based on that, if you're all inclined and want to sign it, I don't have any problem or any concern about you signing this agreement tonight, or this resolution tonight.
can we do it on that letterhead, because we gotta change the letterhead picture
I
and
mean-
things on it, so,
I mean, you can, resolutions don't have to be on letterhead. Normally, my office prepares resolutions just on blank sheets of paper.
but he asked that it be put on letterhead.
Okay.
I don't care, it's up to you guys, do you wanna wait and have a,
I
get
don't
an
want,
understanding and,
I don't necessarily want to delay the process of it.
Well, let me ask this, can we assign it an ordinance number, that can be typed on the document when it's correct, or not?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand your question. Can you assign?
Can we go ahead and assign the number and pass it for her to be the single signer, and then we can sign it in the next couple days when you get it finished? Or is it better to wait?
So you want me to, I don't have your letterhead, so I can retype it, but it's not gonna be on your letterhead if
Yeah.
that's what you wanted it to be.
Well, I'll call him tomorrow to see if he'll give up on that part. of
Okay.
it.
Okay.
but you go ahead and review it, and so you'll know when you'll have an answer for us.
Okay.
Yeah, but can we pass it tonight for her to be the single signer? And
Well,
sign
Well, that
this
defeats
and
the
number.
purpose of having her,
Yeah, of having her review it.
yeah,
Well-
review it.
It's gonna be correct, but she's gonna type the resolution number on there.
Well, I think that's what she's gonna review is the need for a single sign. I think is the question.
So, okay, I think we're splitting hairs here. So, question one is, are we required to have a single signer? I don't know the answer to that question as to whether you are required. Even if it's not required, is it more convenient and does it streamline the process and make your lives easier to have a single signer? The answer to that is yes, probably so. Does the law allow you to have a single signer? Yes, it does. So you can pass this resolution even if you're not required to. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
So, does that answer your questions? I mean,
It
are you
answers-
okay with a single signer? Like you said, just because it's a single signer doesn't mean that person can okay anything on, it has to be agreed upon and voted on first by us.
Okay,
That just streamlines the process, so they don't have to,
I get the gist of it.
okay.
And as a point of clarification, to the extent that this matters, and I don't know that it does, the signer has to be the president of the town council.
Okay, Okay, so are you okay with single signer?
Yep.
Okay, then I think we could go ahead and
So you
vote
want
on passing this.
I'll go ahead and assign it a number and pass it, is that all right? So what's the number, next number do you want?
I think you're fine to just go ahead and do that. I think you may already have a resolution with that resolution number for this year though, so
Yeah.
you may need to.
Oh, yeah, I put that there for,
Okay.
Yeah, just example.
for the stamp. So what number?
So
do-
it will be, you just put a one, it'll be this number, but then you put a dash one. Okay.
Okay. Well, 10. So 10/6/2025. So I make a motion that we pass resolution number 10-6-2025-1 for resolution of the town of Mount Ayr concerning authorization for execution of certain NDOT agreements, and that we assign Teresa Zener as the primary signer.
And a motion, do I have a second?
I second.
All right, first and second, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion's motion passed. Okay, up next, purchase a building.
We have one appraisal back and we're still waiting for the second.
Okay, so we can't move any. All right, next, Halloween hours. I believe we want to set this month's Halloween hours from 5 PM to 7 PM. Do we have to motion that?
Yes.
Okay, well, I make a motion that we set the Halloween hours for October 31st, 2025, from 5 PM to 7 PM. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes. All right, next up, Tree City Grant. That is me. The Division of Forestry has some grants available. I think there's one called Small Town Big Trees that we're most interested in. It is a one-to-one, and of course, our tree board has no budget, so we would have to come to the town for the town board to request that money. But it's the most it is up to is a $5,000 grant. The reason the tree board would like to have this grant done, all we want out of the grant, you can use it to have a new tree inventory done and a maintenance plan, which is your short-term, long-term goals. But we haven't had a tree inventory done in about 20 years. So we desperately need a new one, and this one would all be by GIS, so we would have everything marked, labeled, we would have that document. And and I would like to, the tree board would like to apply for this grant. We have to have it in by the 23rd. Did some research and found a company that will do, that does this work, will do the mapping and all of that, and will make sure that their proposals meet the grant standards, and they are, I didn't print it out of my email, Midwest something, but they're all certified, they're all certified arborists, and this is just exactly what they do. I mean, you could get, they have another grant that's up to $30,000 that you can get trees, you can do all kinds of things, but it's really, it's very tedious, a lot of work in that grant. This one, and like I said, all I'm really interested in, and the board seems to be interested in after talking to the tree board members, some of them, is getting that inventory. So, I would like to, you know, I don't know, do we need a motion for the tree board to apply for a grant? We don't need to do that,
I would
right?
think so.
No, not
No.
notified.
Yeah, I'm just kind of here as an FYI, that the tree board is going to apply for this grant, but then we would be looking to the town for the funds. So, like I said, the grant is, at max, is $5,000, so.
But we do have to pass if the town's gonna match it.
Right, but first, let's see if we
Apply for it.
get the grant. Yeah, let's see if we get the grant.
Does your grant application require any commitment from the town council?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't. It just, I don't believe it does. I looked at it, I don't think so. So,
I actually think it was a grant written for Mount Ayr.
yeah, it's funny because, Mr. Roos, who's he's the head of the DNR for Indiana for trees. I forget what his title is, but he's been here. Forestry, yeah. And, he put it out on Facebook that these grants were there, and the one that he used to advertise this was a picture of when they came here for our Arbor Day and plant with him and me and Clara and Terry and stuff.
You,
so-
Terry, and Clara.
Yeah, we
Mr.
were
Rubis.
with our golden shovels, yeah, so this small town, big trees, that's us.
That picture right there. With the tree and
Oh,
the
yeah, it
shovels.
is, yeah, that's right. So that's all I got there. Okay, CPR training.
We put out about it, I don't know, it's been several months ago that, if we got a group of people that wanted CPR training, in town, that we would pay for it, and there were no takers. So, so the Mount Ayr Church, the Methodist Church, is got 3 people they're training to put a grant in to get a defibrillator at the church. And so I checked with the what's the?
Apostolic.
Yeah. And I checked with them, and they have one person they would like to train. And I think the town ought to pay for the training, since we have Mount Ayr people that go to the church, and I'm sure if something happened to somebody in Mount Ayr, they'd probably save them. I'm not sure, but it's what, $50 each? Is that what it is?
Yes.
So it'd be
Motion?
50 times 4.
Right.
So, not very much, so. I mean, are you interested, or?
Oh, I think that's a good idea. I mean, because even, a couple of these people live here in town, so they would, it's not just for the church. And like you said, I'm sure if somebody here in town was having a problem, they would gladly help.
Okay, so I'll make that motion. So,
And I'll second the motion that we,
Isn't that training pretty, detailed? To be able to use a defibrillator?
it's not the defibrillator training, it's CPR training.
CPR is different than a defibrillator.
Than the defibrillator training, yes. You have to have, the church has to have, 5 people that are CPR trained and certified, CPR certified, before they can even apply for a grant for the defibrillator. And then once you get a defibrillator, you get training from that. That would be for them, but this is just for CPR training. But like I said, a couple of these people, they live right in Mount Ayr, and I'm sure they would be glad to help anybody who would.
do you have plans to train, how you train on the defibrillator? Or not?
You don't know yet, it's neighbors to know. The first step to get the grant, we have to have 5 people certified, and we already have 2.
Okay, so I make that up to what, $300 for training.
house.
for individuals to attend their CPR training. Got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion passed. All right, Rebecca, you're up.
Sorry, I have one other thing
Oh,
first.
oh, I forgot, we forgot.
Sorry.
Yep,
Dan has a lot of mineral spirits, lacquer thinner,
Anything with solid base.
solvent-based stuff
Every 50
stored in,
gallons.
stuff stored in the shed out here. I think we should let.
Wash
Dan-
out, it was wash out, you washes everything with solid base, the primer and all the multiple coats of antique,
oh, that's what you used it for.
It's wash your brushes out, everything is done by
Yeah.
hand with a brush, not sprayed.
Right.
And everything had to be washed out.
I think we need to get it safely removed.
That sounds like a good plan.
Okay, so can Dan contact somebody and bring us back some numbers? On what
Yeah.
it's gonna take?
Safety thing.
That's the only one I know of.
Yeah,
Safety.
that'd be great.
Okay,
All right.
that's it.
We don't, well, he's gonna bring numbers back. We don't need a motion on that.
Years ago, you just poured it on the holiday.
Yeah, we don't do that anymore.
So yeah, just get some numbers.
All right.
I don't know the answer
I
to
don't
that.
think so. Mixture of thinner and lacquer thinner, it's kind of flammable.
I can call the Newton County Highway.
They've already had it.
Do they,
We used to have a cleanup day for the,
It's
for
kind of
the county.
material.
What is that for
Hazardous
the-
waste,
Yeah, it's
It
gotta be
was-
hazardous waste. Yeah,
the cleanup day is already passed.
yeah, for the hazardous waste. Yeah.
Just
still
for
look into
county.
it, I'll see what I find out about that Newton County Highway drive.
There's also a hole in the floor out in the shed from an animal digging under, and
Showing its way in.
it's about a hole this big in the floor on the left side of the door. Is that something you can patch up?
Shed right behind here where we keep like Christmas decorations and stuff.
Large.
There must have been a raccoon in there that tore all that apart
Yeah.
in there.
Some critter's been in there been wandering around and knocking things over and all.
There's no, that, could be that round.
It could be, but I don't think groundhogs usually do that. So, who are you asking?
I'm asking if Dan can fix it.
You-
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, now are we ready for Rebecca?
Sorry.
No,
Sorry,
that's
Rebecca.
okay.
That's, yeah, I don't have anything
You're up.
for you.
Okay. All right, okay, then I guess we're down to public comments, and Brad?
Yeah. Start off, really just two things. One, what's going on with the water project? We haven't heard a thing about it, all kinds of emergency meetings and everything, and now, just nothing.
Well, there's a walk around on Wednesday. We're looking at the property that the last board bought to see if that would be a better location for the well. If we put the well in the center of the property over here, we would have to buy the house on the corner because our house can't be there. We're not gonna buy any houses. The other.
I was gonna buy that one down there.
It's kind of ironic.
Probably. So,
That's a dead horse.
so,
There's-
thank you. So, so if we, and if the town wants to buy that house, I mean, for a couple $100,000, we can. But, so there was some discussion when Items was here with them, that maybe it could be moved over to the west. We could vacate part of Second Street to the alley Then there's easement that goes all the way over to my metal building, and they said that would be plenty of room to put it there if we need to. So rather than do that as a last resort, we're looking at the other property to see.
So has there been any looking into, I mean, we're worried about where to put the well, which is obviously consideration. But has anybody done anything with the feasibility? I mean, if it's not feasible, we don't need to know where to drill a hole, because there's no hole.
We have to put a test well in before we do anything. That's why we got money from the county to put a test well, maybe 2 test wells, to see if it will work.
At $160,000 a piece?
Yeah.
I didn't buy that.
I think it's more than that first. Even more interesting, if anybody can go to the county and ask some questions, since the egg carton factory closed, and they're gonna tear down the building, I understand. And now last water and sewage board meeting, they're talking about closing the sewage plant at the landfill. Temporarily, they say. Well, one of those systems can't sit there and not be used. It's got to be used. During COVID, they had trouble with the hotel at the dairy farm because people weren't renting rooms, and they were starting to shut down the sewage plant out there, and they were worried it was going to get ruined because it wasn't being used. My question is, and I did ask how much it would cost to rebuild that, build a new one. And I was told $1 million. And I said, if it's $1 million, we want one built in Mount Ayr right now. You know it's not $1 million to build a sewage plant. You know, it's $5 million. So my question is, will the county save money by paying for Mount Ayr sewage to go out there? Because if you have 60 houses on that system, the system can be sustained for a longer period of time until we figure out what any future use would be out there. But I would think the county would be talking about future growth, but I'm not sure. So I reported it to a couple of the council and commissioner members who didn't know anything about it. So they're looking into it. So we have another meeting at the Water and Sewage Board next week. And probably ought to talk to our representative, because my question is, if the county is going to do away with it, does the county have the same responsibility of shutting down a system and all the legal things you have to do to shut down a system? Are they not going to do it because it's in the landfill? Because if it was in Mount Ayr and we were shutting one down, we would be hit with all kinds of regulations. What's going to happen with that? I would rather spend all of our money if we could change from water to getting sewage out there, if the county will pay the $4 million for Mount Ayr to move out there to save that system so it has a future use. I got a call into the landfill to see how that affects them. Are all their toilets in the landfill hooked up to that sewage plant, or do they have individual septic systems, or do they just pump it into the landfill? I don't know what they do, but I want to know what, because if they've got any future growth, the landfill, they're going to need a sewage plan, and maybe between the county and the landfill, we can get sewage out there. So that's the questions I'm asking right now.
The other thing I was wanting to ask was, in some special meetings, there was something about paying someone to talk to about annexation. I just wonder what you're wanting to annex and what.
My it's a risk with this group to say what I want because someone will go out and try to sabotage it, you know? My idea is if nobody's gonna help us in this county to get water and sewage, we can't do it with $340,000. If we annex, as the crow flies, 2 miles will be to the landfill. I think it's 1 mile north, 2 miles west, 2 miles as the crow flies, if I remember right. If we annex 2 miles out there, or 3 miles will be to the, 2 miles will be to the landfill, 3 miles the landfill would be in Mount Ayr. So my question is if the landfill is in Mount Ayr, do we start making all the decisions of what the landfill does? Now, I was on the redevelopment commission in Rensselaer for 4 years, and we annexed, I think, 2 miles a year to get from Rensselaer to I-65. That was 20 years ago. The water tower just got out there. And as we annexed, we were sued by the county, Jasper County, and we were sued by REMC, and we won both cases. So we got it annexed out there. Now the laws have changed in 20 years. But I think if we got the landfill in Mount Ayr, we have some real leverage of, you know, one lawyer said we could end up with golden water towers. Because where does the tipping fees go? If it's in Mount Ayr, does Mount Ayr get all the tipping fees? Nobody can tell me that. So there's annexation lawyers and there's landfill lawyers. So we agreed to talk with Rebecca to a annexation lawyer to see what they think the feasibility is of doing it. It would be great if we say, okay, we're not getting any help from the county, we're gonna annex out there and we'll figure it out ourselves. Hopefully the county will say, if we give you water and sewage, we'll shut up. So, I don't know. But,
You're gonna get passed down to landowners around first.
yeah, there's probably about 9. If you look at the taxes, Mary and Clara's property is a good example. Their taxes are cheaper with, is it 40 acres or 8 acres or whatever? That is part of your house. Is it 40 acres or 8? I can't remember. But anyway, they pay less taxes in town than the farmers pay in the country. So their taxes may go down. You have to get their, I don't know, is it a percentage, Rebecca, that a percentage of the homeowners between here and there, or all of them?
I don't know the answer to that.
Okay,
That's a
so,
question for an annexation attorney.
so but even if,
But one of those people that would have to agree would have to be the landfill, and I don't think they're gonna.
oh, I've already had discussions with them. So, Rebecca doesn't like this. What's that?
I don't think they have to agree. I mean, it's,
Oh, no, they don't.
A
have-
certain percentage
No,
of
but
some
I-
sort, from what I read, I'm not an attorney, I just read up on all that.
And I wouldn't be opposed to using their lawyers. If we can convince them that we can benefit, that both of us can benefit from this, can we use your attorneys? You write it up, then we bring it to our attorneys, and they go through it and see if we agree with it. We save a lot of money if we use their 150 lawyers or whatever they have out there, if they're in favor of it. Now, it's not gone real high up in the chain, you know, but I'm waiting for them to have discussions higher up to see what can Mount Ayr do for the landfill, and what kind of deal would it take, you know, because we gotta get water and sewage somehow. And if the county isn't gonna do it, why can't we work with and tell you the truth, the county does not have a good relationship with the landfill, and we could benefit. We could benefit from a better relationship.
Hopefully, within my lifetime, we will still be getting money from them. But what if they shut down just like that time did? I mean, that shuts all of us down.
Yeah,
Including the
then we
county.
can't afford the utilities in this building if that happens.
Yeah, but I'm saying, if you do it and you get it all together, then they shut you off. You have nothing to use for sewage or water or whatever you're gonna do. You won't have that, and it's gonna back us up.
Well, right
We don't have
now,
nothing, we'll have to get out of town.
we have to depend on the county to provide the money for the water and sewage. Because we're never gonna be able to come up with the money for that. We have to depend on the county. I'm saying if the county won't help us, we've gotta go to a next step to help, or we just give up and say,
I don't wanna give up, I'm just saying, what are you gonna do? Or what are we gonna do in our lifetime of that shutting down out there? And all of a sudden, we've got water, we've got sewage going in and out, you know, and all of a sudden, they shut down. And just like you said out there, where's that, what happens to them?
well, the water and sewage is not owned by the landfill. It's owned by the county. And the water comes from Rome to the water tower. The sewage plant is owned by Newton County, that land. It's not the landfills. It's supposed to be an industrial park. And we keep being told, and Terry will probably back this up, that originally when that grant got granted out there to build all that, in the grant was provide water for the water and sewage for the small town of Mount Ayr. Was in the grant, and they never did. Now, I never saw that document, but Terry, I mean, do you agree that it existed? Yeah.
I'm trying to find it. I think Pete Viscoski was in office at that time. Pete Viscoski.
Yeah, and I called him, and I talked to him, and he doesn't remember. And he doesn't know how to get the documents. And all that was done by his office, pork from his office, you know. So the documents are somewhere, but,
It might be a pipe dream,
yeah.
but if you don't reach out, we can sit here and just keep begging the county, keep begging the county, begging the county. Y'all are looking at directions, money might not work, but does it hurt to ask about it?
We just gotta do something. I'm just racking my brain of anything that we can
You know,
do.
you just talked about you were a part of putting that water tower over here, they're bringing water to within 3 miles of us? I don't know what
Yeah.
Sherwood
They're
Forest
bringing
would
it
be.
to 1,000, and I've already had conversations with the mayor over there and asking him, is it possible that you can keep going to eventually
They
get
said we don't have any upkeep, we're just paying bills.
Yeah.
And the homeowners are just paying bills.
Exactly.
Town doesn't have to pay for a hired man, just like we'd have to pay a sewer guy out there, which I think there's just no way that's feasible for us to do.
I've been trying to get the county or water and sewage board to just go from the landfill a mile each direction, or 2 miles, and make it shovel-ready with water and sewage. You know, so people might build along the route. If we can get it the same thing, because look at Sherwood Forest and Kelly Green. They don't have water and sewage. They're bringing it to 1,000. They're saying they're not putting it in Kelly Green, but they're right there, but I bet they will, you know. Well, that puts us maybe another mile closer if the country club gets it, The country club already has sewage, don't they, from out there? No? I thought it ran that far. So the country club could be included in it, and then it gets kind of sparse after that. But, you know, not in our lifetime, but Rensselaer and Rockford are gonna be connected someday, you know? So but you're right, I'm going that direction. The money they're spending up north, $10 million for the sewage project up there, the county, well, it's got a different board over there now, but just before this board took over, they were making a deal with DeMott to bring water across, because they ran it all the way to the freeway. And I think they've already gone under, and that new truck stop is in that water district. So they're already negotiating paying DeMont water for the Rose Lawn section. You know, the main red, you know, and the water.
Okay, so have we answered that question? Okay, all right, Pam.
I just had a concern, and I'm not picking on anyone. I just wonder if we're spraying the water, which looks really, really good out here, really good on this road, if it's being done at the wrong time, because we got farmers out there, you know, doing beans, they're gonna be doing corn, we're gonna have to do it again. But if it was done during the summer-ish time, I think that makes sense.
Doing what?
The water, spraying the water on cleaning up the.
Washing out.
Oh, cleaning the buildings
I
and
don't know
stuff.
why we did that. Dan decided himself to do the driveway. I don't know why.
I'm not
we
saying
did.
it's a bad thing,
We-
I'm just saying it's.
We
it's
said the
timing.
building, we wanted the window, the building power wash, but, and it doesn't hurt to have the concrete done,
Right.
you know.
I
but-
mean, in all reality, my feeling on it is, this is maintenance stuff that we probably should be doing if not twice a year, once a year anyways.
Right,
And
it's just the timing.
but when's a good
That's a
time?
good point.
Yeah, it's a
Well,
good
that's what I'm
point.
saying. I
It's
went
a
out-
good point.
I washed my vehicle over my Slayer, and now it's like got so much dust on it,
We
I
were
can't
just
see.
talking about
So,
that, yep.
I'm just questioning the
Yeah.
time period.
Well, that's a good
Good
point.
You know, why can't we wash it, you know, before a wedding? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
times to,
Yeah, I honestly think things like that should happen a couple times a year, like
Yeah.
in early
Right now,
summer.
we're in what, a drought. And when was the last time we had a rain? And we're watering the grass,
There's
we're washing
another
the siding, we're washing the sidewalks. I think it's uncalled for. I think it's unnecessary.
Well,
Wait until, I mean, if it rains tomorrow, we're gonna have sand and everything else washed back on the parking lot? What other town washes their sidewalks or washes their parking lots? I don't know of one. And then, let's go one more step. When was the last time you saw somebody in Rensselaer cleaning, washing the playground equipment? I've never seen it.
oh, that happened.
Well, I think
I think
that
it
was
happens
uncalled for.
regularly. I think that's town maintenance. I think towns do that. But I'll ask, I'll find
Well,
out.
the
Probably not.
playground equipment was turning green.
Pardon me?
The playground equipment was turning green.
Well, you know what? I don't think the kids have bothered them.
Beautiful.
Did you ever get your hands dirty? Well, you probably didn't get out and play in the mud.
Oh, I swam in Curtis Creek, so my immune system is awesome.
I didn't want this to be a discussion, I was just questioning.
Well, it's good
Not
points,
just saying
good
that it
points
should
from
not
both
be
of
done at
you.
all, not to say it shouldn't be done at all. That's
Good
not-
points from both of you. All right, well, I think I'm gonna make a motion to close the meeting. All right, I had a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Off the record.